All right, gang, we just finished up turn 11, the halfway point. Day of Days, Multi-Man Publishing, 2015, The Gamers, D-Day Invasions, Normandy, 1944. So we're halfway through. All right, let's take a look at the casualties real quick. Try to slow down some on this movement. So the SS took a little bit of a beating. 21st, or Lear and 12th Panzer took 21st or 12th Panzer? 21st. And some of the infantry and some, two more fortresses or strong points come off. Brits, now they lost 3 companies from para and 2 commando units. Those commando units are only one-step units. So I wanted to try something different this time. So what I did was, yeah, I know, it's going to be fuzzy going across, sorry. Sorry, Gray. I'm going to work on that. I need a better camera, buddy. I decided to do random chit draws for the 4 command points for the Brits and kind of got lucky, actually. 4th Commando, 1st Commando, and the 3rd Infantry, which are all over there together along one front. And then the 7th Armor, which I had moved over and pretty much grouped up. So that was kind of a plus. And then the Germans, I was deliberate. I wanted to see if I could swat the paratroops over there, which was the plan initially. So let's go over there and take a look. Probably next turn I may do it random for the Germans and deliberate for the Allies and see what happens. Just a little change of pace. All right, so I've been sort of backing the paratroops up to get to their last DZ. Well, guess what? They lost it. That 3-company stack of paratroops got knocked off when the rest of 346 infantry's units came in. They had an armor unit with them. And they were activated, so they knocked that off. So now they got the pairs isolated. At the end of their next supply turn, they're going to go out of supply. And that should end their demise. The commandos, 1st Commando, I think. Yeah, 1st Commando moved in and attacked the Pegasus bridgehead. Now, they attacked it at 1-2. And amazingly enough, they rolled an 11. Or no, they rolled a 10. And they knocked off that big 8-strength armor unit that was sitting there on the other side of the bridge, but they did take a step loss. Still, all in all, that's a plus. All right. German 300, yeah, you know what? I need to do this, I know. So the German 346th Infantry, right here. This is the remnants that I didn't need to put into the attack down here in this area. So they are moving up the road. I've got to get into Con and start setting up a defense there. There's Con. Let's pull back. So the 3rd Infantry and the 4th Commando side by side, they pushed. So this line was sitting about where this armor unit is, going straight across right here. And you can see what 3rd Infantry did. So I've had to pull the SS units that were in Con. I pulled them down to plug this hole, and I backed the German units up. Right now they're all DG'd. I got to keep those on there for movement on the next turn because they got no zones of control when you do that. Commando, the line came down like this and then went across in front of the Canadians here. And the Commando pretty much disrupted all of that. You punch certain holes in there, and then you got to pull the Germans back. All right, so they've still got a solid line there. They got a few reinforcements. All right, but then we go across the map. Canadians didn't do anything. All right. The 50th and the 51st Infantry didn't do anything. All right, moved, just got starting to get into position. Okay, along the rivers with no names. You know, I could get a map out and probably look that stuff up. So you can see the new SS arrival, or the new Lear arrivals, and some of the SS have started moving this way. I had to pull back. I'm still in that gap right there that I said I wanted to make that the breaking point, but I had to shuffle some of these units around because you see 7th Armored went in there and knocked out 2 SS companies of Panzer Grenadiers, and they pushed into that road. So I had to pull back those big Tigers and those Panthers back in there to sort of quell that. Only problem was I couldn't attack because I didn't draw their chits. I didn't use their chits, their command points this turn. I got a few more over to the river over there to block those bridges. Hit that unit last turn, but he's still sitting there, that little red thing, British unit. And I got a couple of them down the river here guarding those bridgeheads. All right, so Allied progression is good. They're starting to weaken the Germans. Okay, I can't pinpoint the objectives for you, so you got to keep in mind that one of the objectives is to get an entire battalion out through one of the German reinforcement hexes and be in supply on the last game turn. That reinforcement hex needs to be in supply. So that's one of them. And then they need to have at least 5 victory points. And that is taking these star hexes, which if they can get into con, you can see it right there, all those stars in there. That's a smorgasbord. Right now, I think they have 5 or they have 4. I got one that's not marked somewhere. And they got one that they'll get ready to take here in just a minute. So I got to see. I don't know if the Germans, do they get victory points for maintaining those hexes with stars in them? I got to go back and look at the victory conditions a little tighter. But regardless, I'm still going to have to get a battalion off the map, which I don't really think that's going to be a problem. Yeah, so there's another victory location over there. And down that whole side of the map over there's probably enough to get the 5 over there. So, all right, but you can see the progression. I pulled my 8 strength ships out of my way so I could put my hands over here without picking counters up because there's nothing left for them to hit. And I left the ones on there that actually can hit something. So there's like maybe 10 of them still in place or a dozen of them still in place. And I just stacked the oddballs. I just stacked them over here just to get them out of my way. Should any Germans ever come back near the coast, I'll put them back on. All right, so all of the internal coastal defenses, the strong points, you can see they're all gone, except for that one there. And then the 2 out here on the edge, which I'm sure they will be taken care of here shortly. Okay? And then we go back over here, back towards the canals. And that last strong point that was sitting right there, he surrendered. So you've got 5, 6 over here that need to go, which I don't know about that. And that's another one of the victory conditions. They've all got to go. They got to be destroyed. And then you get the 3 back over to the west. All right, great push by the Allies. Para is dwindling, and it looks like right now I'd have to say that unless something drastic happens at that bridge right there, their day is done. They're no longer going to be part of this because, like I say, they're going to go out of supply on the next turn. If the Canadians, man, if I could get, let's say I got one more turn of 4 command points or one more day, then on the 12th, the Commonwealth get 5. But the Germans on the next turn, on the next day, 11 June, they will get 6. So they got 12 on the list, but you got to split it between A and B and C and D. So they'll get 6 activations, which pretty much will almost activate everything they got, almost. All right, so it's going to be a brawl start. So honestly, I'm not even sure if the real fight's even started yet until the Germans can activate everything at one time, pretty much. But there's your front line. Let's do a quick blow-by of it. All right, from River A, across to River B. You see the massive Commonwealth troops in there. All right, down along this line in front of the Canadians, who are right in the middle. They're the anchor of everything. They're the pivot point. Across in front of Caen, which I got to make sure the axis holds that. Over to the canals, and then down the canals, and the only thing to the east of the canals are the paratroops. All right, there you have it. That's turn 11. We're going to keep progressing with this. Like I said, I'm enjoying this game. I'm telling you, if you got this game, play it. It's fun. You don't have to play this big old thing. Play a single mapper. But I'm really having a blast with this. And if you are playing it, or you're looking at it, or you're reading the rules to try to play it, hey, let me know what you're doing. Let me know what you think about it. All right, gang, let's get this turn 11 Day of Days posted so y'all can see the latest occurrences. I will talk to y'all shortly.